hoping you can explain some of your logic here a little further, because you talked about the immigration system and reforming the immigration system to protect Americans in the United States. But a lot of the crimes that you're using as examples to justify changing the immigration system are crimes that were, attempted crimes or would have taken place outside the United States, people wanting to travel outside the United States to fight, providing support to fighters outside the United States. And I understand there's a nexus there with U.S. forces in those regions, but if the point is to reform the immigration system to protect Americans, can you provide more information, more statistics that show doing so would have prevented people from coming in who committed more crimes inside the United States? Do you have maybe better examples that fit what you're trying to say?
So a few points to that. One is this is the first iteration of this report in response to the executive order's directives, and we, in working together with DHS, certainly expect to have more statistics and address some of the issues we weren't able to address in this initial report in future iterations of this report. In terms of the cases that are reported, I mean, if you do look at the cases, some of which are included in the Section 11 report, there are certainly cases that relate to conduct that has been committed in the United States, conduct that is in support of, for instance, Al-Qaeda or ISIS. So there are plenty of examples of conduct that was actually committed in the United States, which would, in a way that we define it, qualify as an international terrorism investigation because it relates to a foreign terrorist organization or terrorism conduct. So secondly, thirdly, I would say, of course we're trying to prevent through any way we can, and the administration, of course, supports us. We're trying to prevent terrorist attacks. And so the most successful prosecution that I've ever been involved with are ones where we actually are able to stop it at a conspiratorial stage, so that there are individuals who clearly through their conduct and their activity and what they're saying are agreeing to commit a terrorist act in furtherance of the goals of a foreign terrorist organization. But we, in conjunction with our law enforcement partners, are able to prevent it, convict them, and then they'll be included in our international terrorism offenses.
Sir, I'm just trying to figure out, and maybe I'm not understanding this, how preventing people from coming in who were conspiring, for instance, to go fight in Syria would have protected people in the United States. These are international terrorism crimes, and they weren't all planning attacks in the United States. They were planning things overseas. And you want to reform the immigration system, and it seems like the focus there should be on things that people did in the United States to people in the United States.
Okay. So the administration immigration or reforms focus on getting more information, enhanced screening, enhanced vetting, more information, more agents, more officers asking more questions, more prosecutors prosecuting more cases. All of that, in conjunction with all the other national security efforts by the administration, will lead to a safer United States. I firmly believe that. I know that the fact that there are individuals here in the United States that are willing to, in support of ISIS-related philosophies, engage in and talk about engaging in committing acts here in the United States that we're able to prevent. I think that makes the American people safer, and I know the Trump administration does.
Sir.